when he went to DreamHack, he was recording games on the fly and uploading them to YouTube for people, saying like, hey, you can just take a look at what we're doing, see what you might have noticed and that you can change. One thing that he does that I don't know if he's still doing this, but he used to change his color of his Mega Man based off the background of the stage.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if he's still on that, but we're in for a really special game right now. 2 absolute artisans on these characters.
100% is now. Yeah, and it may be, right? I mean, we got the Keep It Real mod coming on to the PS2, but green would be the color of the background if it was a normal Pokemon Stadium too. But either way, you're getting back to the middle of the stage. This is going to be one of those, again, chip away matchups with versus burst. It's burst versus kind of like a tanky chip damage in the Mega Man.
One thing that will probably be interesting to see is how Jahzz0 is able to interact with the pellets. We're going to see Mega Man has so many ways to stunt your approaches in neutral, and what a cover with the air shooter there for Jahzz0 rolling in. I don't know if that's necessarily a Ken-specific thing, but Peeb is doing this consistently, trying to almost shark Jahzz0 when he lands on the ground to continue some type of aerial strength, whether it's with the back air or forward air to finish.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's trying to keep him in the air, knows that aerial is not really where you want to be as Ken, right? You want to be on the ground because your tilts are what you're really relying on to get your combo started and get a lot of damage going. Not that your aerials are terrible or anything like that. It's just that's not where the strength of your kit lies.
Mm-hmm. And like you said, playing to those strengths is something that Jahzz0 does extremely well. Part of this is going to be calling out the air dodge. And P with a mid% lead right now on his first stock. Part of this you also have to wonder, Shove, is how P is just utilizing his full kit of the character to stay mobile right now.
Yeah. He really is, and he gets the setups. I mean, he gets that F smash, that Kamehameha right back up in his face, but the up B, that Shuriken, Jahzz0 has been really, really good. We've seen this at being able to call people out just on a raw Shuriken, right? Not trying to set it up, but just as an anti-aerial kill move. He's one of the best in the world, I think, to call people out.
Yeah, I mean, taking right from the source game, that's what the DP is for. It's one of your anti-air call-outs, and doing a great job of calling out Peeb for these approaches because, like we mentioned earlier on, it's how he's trying to get these combos started is by jumping in with that landing up air. Man, Jahzz0's advantage state is so oppressive. Once he gets that single hit onto you and keeps you in the corner, it almost feels like it's never ending, and it's up to Jahzz0's discretion to let you out of the combo.
Yeah, it really is, man. He is always, even when there's a spot where you could get out of it like 95% of the time he's picking the option that you opt for. Like he just is in your head. He knows, he can tell the way that you're shifting, that the way you're going to go, and he's done a very good job of that. But Peeb, unshaken here, takes stage control back. Maybe a chance there, but instead he whiffs on what he was trying to do. I don't know if Peeb froze up or what, but the down tilt into the Shoryu gets the stock. Peeb says, I got a Dragon Punch of my own right here, but it doesn't take the stock just yet.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think about this matchup is it's very tempo-oriented. We've seen this so far. Once Jahzz0 got that lead and is able to extend his combos onto Peeb, it's almost like he doesn't really have a solid footing to try and find any way to get back in onto Jahzz0. Like, not getting that same setup that we saw before with the dash tag into the S smash, but holy smokes, the air shooter killed him off the top.
Yeah, I didn't think that it was going to, honestly, but it does right there as side B gets transferred right back to Jahzz0 after going to Peabnut because he kept that combo going for quite a while there, but this is pretty much dead even. Peeb a little bit behind right here in percent. And Jahzz0 continuing to just pepper him away here. I said the air is not the strength of Ken's kit, but Jahzz0's trying to prove me wrong right now.
I think one of the things that we're seeing almost from the aerial strength of Jahzz0 is he's landing on these shields, landing these soft hit nairs, and getting these Tatsus to almost chip away at Peabnut's defense. So once he does finally drop his guard, he's able to just continue through with those down tilt chains.
It definitely is. And right now, again, he's just going to be fishing. If he finds one Shuriken, it's probably going to be it here. Even an anti-aerial one. Down tilt would confirm it just a little bit better as he does try to get in. Leaf guard there, though. Great option from Peeb, but he turns his back for a moment, and Jahzz0 takes advantage.
Jahzz0 is so consistent at, like you said, calling out a single mistake with the Shoryu. And part of that, I think, was Peeb almost diverted their game plan just a little bit too much, where initially it felt like he was crowding the space that Jahzz0 wanted. He was implementing, it's essentially imposing his will using the Leaf Blade, whether it was the Crash Bomber or something else, the side B. He was basically controlling the movement of Jahzz0. One thing I do want to see, essentially coming out from the side of Pete, is almost more Leaf Shield usage.
Does Peeb's shirt say "Eat Smoky Mountain"?
Maybe?
Is there a B in front of that? I'm going to go with "We're eating the mountain" right now. I just want to point that out. Sorry, got a little distracted there, but you know, down for that. Let's go eat a mountain, Peeb. But right now, he's going to have to kind of hike up a mountain here. He's down one game in this set. Needs to win this one if he wants to keep his winner's life alive.
That's a good way to start it. A pretty strong combo coming out on the side of Peeb. It felt like that advantage state wasn't going to end, but Jahzz0 finding a way to slip out. And now Peeb playing a much more reserved game show.
100% as Jahzz0 finds that landing neutral air, continuing to get that combo going. Just trying to take, again, a little bit more of the stage, but Peeb does such a good job with these projectiles, with that metal blade and those pellets, of just saying, you can come this way a little bit, but you might want to back up just a bit.
Yeah, it's almost like a measuring stick of how close are you actually allowed to let Ken get in within your personal space. I would almost refer to it as like what you would see within like a MOBA or an RPG as a threat radius of the target. Mega Man has a very condensed threat radius when you're talking about the pellets and some of his other more close range options. Ken's threat range is almost entirely on his body, and Peeb is doing a great job of suffocating him in the corner right now to keep that threat range away from him.
You got to be pretty close to Ken to be really in danger here as Peeb playing patiently, not throwing out too many air shooters. But this is where we've seen Peeb be strong. Again, it's in these juggle situations on Jahzz0, continuing to keep that up. But Jahzz0 turns it right around again, man. He's down 60%, but you find one combo and the stock is going, and who cares about the percentages?
Yeah, it's not even a it looks like Mega Man is dying extremely early, but you have to remember, Ken with Rage is an entire animal you have to learn to deal with, especially when you're playing against someone like Jahzz0, who is so adept at maintaining their stocks while still exerting pressure.
100% is Peeb again, racking up percent, but is he going to find the last hit that he needs? That backer would do it if he can find it to land it, but instead it's going to be Jahzz0 as he looks for the focus punch. Whoa. He isn't going to find it, but he is getting the spike. Then air dodge, though, saves Peabnut, and the back air doesn't kill quite all the way across the stage.
How did Peeb survive that? A great trump to close out the stock, but I don't think many other Mega Mans have the reaction speed to survive that type of dare.
Absolutely not, man. That's insane right there to get that up the back into the air dodge to just barely get back to the stage and then take the stock back. Still quite a hole you've dug for yourself here from Peabnut. You're very much down, but those are the steps you need to take if you want to win this game and eventually win this set. Here we go. This is what you need, a string of air shooters to get some damage onto Jahzz0.
And that's part of the thing that we saw, almost what we were talking about with Anathema versus Vendetta, is abusing the landings from Ken. Right now, it feels like Jahzz0 hasn't been being as mobile necessarily with the focus attacks to try and get back to the ground. Don't necessarily need to be when you can close out stocks that early with a back air, but that might be something that Peeb can look to exploit.
That might be right here as Peeb down to his last stock, misses his short. Jahzz0 says, I'm going to hit you with one right here to show you how it's done with the up smash. Not enough damage here from Peabnut as he continues to look towards the middle of the stage. Tatsumaki doesn't continue the combo. Falling aerial into another combo, and now you're looking again right here. This might be short your range if you can get it down to confirm into it.
Peeb doing a good job just holding his pressure in the corner, not really over-aggressing to find a way out, just trying to maintain space and avoid Ken, but the Shoryu is inevitable, and Jahzz0 closes out 2-0. It looks like that international travel that he had might have really paid off. It kind of just put him into a new stratosphere right now in terms of his awareness.
Yeah, he's looking really, really